Shalom, everybody. This is Betty Erica, aka Lady Yehudith. Lady Smooth, formerly known as Lady Smooth. Lady Betty Smooth. Daughter of the Most High, daughter of the Most High Ministries. I just quick disclaimer. I know people are like, why she have so many names? I mean, hey, the Lord has a lot of names. These are names. And the Lord has a lot of names to describe his personality as well. So these are names that describe my personality, and also um, Lady Smooth is a legal name that I know when I was that I own as when I'm in music, as it's my artist name. So I continue to use it. You know, it's just like Israel name was changed from Jacob to Israel. Okay, so don't worry about that. However, I'm glad to be back. I actually been through so much warfare, so it's been a long time since I uploaded a video. However, the Most High wants me to deliver this important message, and it's about Mississippi. Mississippi is coming out. The governor, I believe, just passed some laws bringing up back the Jim Crow laws, which was very wicked and very evil, okay, towards the children of Yashael, aka African Americans, aka people of color, black people, okay. I want to say this. So the Lord has led me to Ezekiel because he's ready to wring judgment on America. And of course, we're going into Jacob's trouble. So Yashael will be faced with all of these discrimination, racism tactics, because they're preparing for all of this, and they're preparing for the lawless one to come and take his seat, aka Barack Obama, to come back as the anti-Christ. So the Lord has led me to Ezekiel chapter 36, 5 through 8. Before I read it, actually, he's led me through a lot of Ezekiel, even from chapter 36, the whole chapter. But I'm just going to break it down to what stood out the most from the Lord's point of view in judgment. And this is what's happening in Yashael with the children of Yashael. Okay, Ezekiel 36, chapter 8. Okay. So it says, "But ye, O mountains of Yashael." Oh, and that's another thing. They're trying to stop the second Exodus. And is this another reason why? Oh, I also want to say on TikTok, there's a lot of this prejudice propaganda and pinning blacks against whites and all of this stuff, on TikTok, and a bunch of just a bunch of people commenting and making all of these slanderous, racist remarks, and being corrected by a lot of people of color, aka Yashael, about it. And I think that's because that's part of TikTok's agenda, is to bring this about, because pretty soon we will be going into a civil war. Okay, so we're heading into a civil war, and that's also on the map. And really, I think people shouldn't get involved. I really think, especially African Americans, aka Hebrews, I think we should not get involved. Don't get involved. Okay, so it says this. I think I'm going to go from 36 verse 5 on down. Okay. Okay. Okay, so no, let's go from, I'm going to start from the beginning because I marked so many markings of this, okay? So I'm going to start from the beginning. And this is the prophecy that the Lord is showing Ezekiel. Also, son of Adam, prophesy unto the mountains of Yashael, and say, Ye, O mountains of Yashael, hear the word of Yah, meaning Yesiah, okay? Because he is the word of the Most High. He is the Most High, okay? Thus says Adonai, because the enemy has said against you, even the ancient high places are ours in possession. Therefore prophesy and say, Thus say Adonai, because they have made you desolate and swallowed you up on every side, that they might be a possession unto the remnant of the heathen. And ye are taken up in the lips of talkers, and are in an infamy of the people. Now, what does that mean? What does that mean? So this is a prophesy about the heathens taking over the ancient cities, which is Africa, and saying, even these high places are ours, just as they have trodden down in South Africa. So, and they have said, and they have made the people desolate, the people there desolate and poor, and also, just scattered all about Yashael, period, that are desolate, that are taken out of there and trodden down by the heathens. Okay, so skip from that part. Let's see. Therefore, ye mountains of Yashael, hear the word of Adonai. Thus say Adonai to the mountains, and say to the hills, to the rivers, and to the valleys, the river, Mississippi River, to the desolate waste, and the cities that are forsaken, which become a prey and desertion to the remnant of the heathen that are round about. Therefore, thus says the Lord, surely in the fire of my jealousy I have spoken against the remnant of the heathen. And what does it mean by the remnant of the heathen? So all of those descendants of these slave holders and descendants of their ancestors that were slave masters and so on and so forth, they are the remnant of them that are round about. Therefore, thus says the Lord, surely. Okay, I spoke that part. The remnant of the heathen, and against all Edom, which is the Zion, which have appointed my land. The Edom is basically the Uish people, the Jewish, the so-called people of this book, which is not, and say that they are. Okay, land into their possession with a joy of all their hearts. So, and against all Edom. Okay, this is verse 5. Let me read the thing again. Therefore, thus says Adonai, surely in the fire of my jealousy I have spoken against the remnant of the heathen. That's the remnant of the slavers and slavers. Okay, all the European slavers. And against all of Edom. Okay? All of Edom, which is the Uish, the Zion, which have appointed my land into their possession. Now, when the Lord say my land into their possession, he's talking about the motherland. He's talking about Africa into their possession, because the British have taken over. The monarchy, everyone has taken over all of these Caribbean lands and Africa as well. Okay, so he says, the Most High says, and have appointed the land into their possession with joy of all their heart, with despiteful minds to cast it out for prey. Prophesy therefore concerning the land of Yashael, and say unto the mountains, and to the hills, to the rivers, and to the valley, thus says Adonai, behold, I have spoken in my jealousy and in my fury, because ye have borne the shame of the heathen. You have borne the shame of the heathens. Therefore, thus says Adonai, I have lifted up my hand. Surely the heathen that are about you, they shall bear the shame. He's speaking to Yashael, telling him, don't worry, they will bear the shame. Because now 8 talks about the regathering. But ye, O mountains of Yashael, ye shall shoot forth your branches and yield your fruit to my people of Yashael, for they are at hand to come. They are at hand to come. For the time is at hand for them to come back to the real Yashael, aka South Africa, aka Africa. Okay? For behold, I am for you, and I will turn unto you, and ye shall be tilled and sown. Okay? Now, I'm going to skip this. Okay? I'm going to skip verse 11 and go to 12. Yea, I will cause men to walk upon you, even my people Yashael, and they shall possess you, and you shall be their inheritance, and you shall no more henceforth behave them of men. Okay? Excuse me. I am so hungry. Okay, we won't be deprived. Now, infamy and state. Oh, I have to read 35. Okay, let me read 35. Let me go back and read 35. Moreover, the word of Yah came unto me, saying, Son of Adam, set your face against the Mount Seir, and prophesy against it, and say unto it, Thus says Adonai, Behold, O mountain Seir, I am against you, and I will stretch out my hand against you, and I will make you most desolate. I will lay your cities waste, and you shall be desolate, and you shall know that I am Yah. Because you have had a perpetual hatred, and have shed the blood of the children of Yashael by the force of the sword, in the time of their calamity. This is what I wanted to read from the first. Okay? Now we see what the Lord is going to do. Now we see what they have done. Because you have had a perpetual hatred, an ongoing hatred against the children of Yah, not those people down there in the political state, funded after 1948. No, a perpetual hatred against the African Americans, against the Hebrews, and have shed the blood of the children of the Hebrews of Yashael by the force of the sword, in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had ended. So soon as their iniquity had ended, so even when we get to a point of peace, Mississippi is trying to bring back these laws. You see that? Excuse me. I'm so hungry. My stomach growling. But I wanted to do this before I go in and cook. So even at the end of slavery, they kept it going. They kept the hatred going. They ended slavery, and then the hatred kept going. The hatred. So this is what the Lord is talking about. Even after their calamity and the time of their iniquity had ended. In other words, when I have done the 400 years had ended, and you guys still carrying on this hatred. Therefore, as I live, says Adonai, I will prepare you unto blood, and blood shall pursue you. Since you have not hated blood, and even blood shall pursue you. Thus I will make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passes out, and him that returns. So the Lord is like, I'm about to get you guys out of here. You guys are getting out of Yashael, out of Africa, out of South Africa. You guys are about to go. Basically. Okay? Excuse me. This is so crazy. I knew I should have ate before I did this. Okay. Okay. Yeah. And I will fill his mountain with his slain man, and your hills, and in your valleys, and in all your rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. I will make you perpetual desolations, and your cities shall not return, and ye shall know that I am Yah. So all of your inhabitants, European cities, and so forth and so on. This is what judgment is coming. You see what's happening in Turkey. That's all I'm going to say there. Because you have said, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine, and we will possess it. Whereas Yah was there. So you have came to Africa and said, we will possess these lands. But the Lord has always been there. You have came to South Africa and said, this is ours. This is our forefathers, which is not. But the Lord was always there. This is his territory, the motherland. Okay? From the beginning of Genesis. From the beginning. Okay? So this is verse 9. I will make you perpetual desolations, and your cities shall not return, and ye shall know that I am Yah. Because you have said, these two nations and two countries shall be mine, and we will possess it, whereas Yah was there. Okay? Verse 11. Therefore, as I live, says Adonai, I will even do according to your anger, according to your envy, which you have used out of your hatred against them. So your envy and your hatred against them, he will use that. He will live it out. And I will make myself known among them when I have judged you. You shall know that I am Yah, and that I have heard all of your blasphemies, which you have spoken against the mountains of Yashael. And what is the Lord saying about that? What is the Lord saying about that? I have to do that because this car gets claustrophobic. Okay. What is the Lord saying about that? What does he mean? About the blasphemy which you have spoken against the mountains of Yashael, saying, they are laid desolate. They are given us to consume. Thus with your mouth you have boasted against me, and have multiplied your words against me. I have heard them. What does the Lord mean? When they sit up here and they put on TVs that Africa is poor, and that the children there are poor, and look at this, and they got flies all around about them, and this is ugly, and this is not rich, and this is not modernized, and they don't have what we have, and everything is desolate, and so we should take over it. That's the blasphemy that they have said and spoken against the mountains of Yashael. Okay? That's what they have done. They are laid desolate. They are given us to consume. Thus with your mouth you have boasted against me, and have multiplied your words against me. The Lord saying, you're not talking about my land. You're talking about me. Because I was here. This is my land. These are my people land. Not the political state. We're talking about the motherland. We're talking about South Africa. We're talking about Ghana. All of Africa. Okay. I will make you desolate, as you did rejoice at your entrance of the house of Yashael, because it was desolate. You rejoiced at the entrance. So I will do unto you. You shall be desolate, O Mount Seir, and all Edom, even all of it. And they shall know that I am Yah. So all these European countries with which the Edomites are, the Lord has said, He's going to do you the same way. So I wanted to read that because when it comes to the Mississippi law with this Jim Crow law, and I know I'm connecting Mississippi, and I'm also talking about the motherland and Yashael in Africa for a reason. When it comes to that, I had to read Ezekiel chapter 35, okay, 1 through 10, 1 through 11, because even after the end of slavery, the perpetual hatred still stands, and that's what has happened. That's what has happened, people. So when you hear this, especially speaking to the children of Yashael, when you hear this, the Hebrews, when you hear this, just know that that's what that is. Okay? And I'm not leaving anybody out when I make this video, but I'm just addressing this specific subject because it speaks to black people. Okay? And it's the perpetual hatred. And I'm not talking about all black people, because every black person is not a Hebrew. We know that. Not everybody knows that, but let's just disclaimer. You know, you got some Hamites, you have whatever, other people, whatever. I'm talking about the people that serve the Most High Yah, that are of the bloodline. Okay? And, yeah, as the Lord said, let me read it again. Because you have had a perpetual hatred and have shed the blood of the children of Yashael by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end to it. They still carried it out. So we know who they're talking about, because they still carrying this out even after slavery was over from the Atlantic slave trade. That's the same thing that happened with the Jim Crow laws. The hatred still stood. Now they're trying to bring it back. Look it up for yourself. You can't make it up. It's out there. So, with that being said, I just wanted to carry out this message. I'm going to go get me something to eat. Excuse me for my growling stomach, because I was definitely hungry, and the Lord's just like, get this out, do your job first, because I work for Him as well as working for as well as working for the Babylonian system, aka modernized Egypt. I work for the Most High. So with that being said, I like to say shalom. This is Betty Erica, Daughter of Most High Ministries, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.